lest you think that Newsmax and Rumble are the only ones who are attacking the infrastructure package as being like a violent attack on America. Look at this. Biden pushing prosperity chilling and job killing tax hikes to pay for infrastructure. And this is Wyoming Senator Loomis. How many people does her state have? And they get the same amount of senators as California? Huh. That's weird. All right.
Of Wyoming. Senator Loomis, thank you ever so much for coming on.
And having a gin with me. Come on. Let's toast.
Enjoyed our little visit in South Florida the other night.
Wow. I didn't realize Matt Gaetz was still having parties.
And just let me ask you.
Yeah, there is a bit of Smilex going on there.
I mean, I don't really think I'm overstating this monstrosity of a central planning, grandiose Green New Deal infrastructure plan. My question to you is what you're going to do about it.
Yeah, how do you stop this thing when you're not, if you're not going to negotiate amendments and then refuse to vote anyways, even if you get everything you want?
You're not overstating it, Larry. And by the way, thank you so much for your service to our country as the economic advisor to the president.
Jesus Christ, he didn't go to Afghanistan. Your service to our country as the economic advisor. Yeah, how's the shrapnel, buddy?
President, the policies you put in place at that time, especially the tax cuts, are significant in transforming our economy. And what?
Yeah. Where's the Dow right now under Joe Biden? How many thousands of points has it gone up in 90 days? Less than 90 days? 33,000. Yeah, but this is, yeah, but, huh?
What is being proposed by the Biden administration will also be significant in transforming the economy. The problem is it will transform it in the most negative way.
Okay, listen to this. It will transform the economy in the most negative way. Now, just let's do a thought experiment, kids. Think of something to destroy the economy, to totally gut it from inside, to make it, to transform, not just to stop it, not just to, cause inflation, to transform the economy in the worst way possible. And I guess the only thing is it can't include EMPs or nuclear devices or a giant bioweapon, because the last guy was trying all that stuff. So, it's transforming the economy. The $1.9 trillion package, which is, largely loan guarantees and shovel-ready projects and rebuilding our bridges and our airports and creating broadband. And by the way, she's not wrong that it will transform the economy in this country. It's just that the Midwest and the flyover states and big chunks of the South will get, with these broadband and roads bills, get more access to cities, will get more access to information. People will be able to run businesses out of and homeschool their kids out in the middle of fucking nowhere. That will transform shit. Not in the worst way possible.
Costing us jobs and causing our economy to shrink. It will make us more dependent on foreign countries.
Why? You mean because they're going to buy bonds because they know that it's a worthwhile investment? Because that's how they end up. We don't go to China or any of these other countries and knock on the door. Hey, can you toss us some cash? We really need help. Like we're, the king, in the battle against Spain with France, creating an allegiance, going, all right, I'll give you my daughter, but can I have some gold? I need to pay these soldiers because they're not going to live on potatoes forever. We're not in that spot. Anyone can buy these bonds. Giant countries buy them because they're worth something.
The thought that Janet Yellen would be dispatched to go abroad and say, gee, everybody raise your taxes so we can raise our taxes too without ramification. It is the most absurd, shocking idea. The work that you all did to create the stepped up basis for the death tax, to create
the death tax. Adorable.
Ceilings for death taxes that.
Oh, there are multiple death taxes. Here, all this time, I thought there was one death tax.
Allow farmers and ranchers to stay in business and to allow their children to stay in business, all would be done away with if we.
No, they wouldn't. They would not. The protections for passing down family farms are still in existence. They're in the fucking farm bill.
We don't have a stepped up basis, and if we decrease the exempt portion from the
You're not. It doesn't.
Estate tax that allows farmers and ranchers to continue to work. These and the corporate rates.
It doesn't.
That you just discussed are alarmingly high as proposed by.
Is she just like, is this how she stays in office in Wyoming? Just lie to all the farmers? Like, I'm the only one stopping these assholes from doing something that they're not even trying to do?
By the Biden administration. The United States finally got to a point where we're kind of in the middle of the road in terms of global corporate tax rates.
Huh. Yeah. And we're going to stay there. 21 to 28 is not an overreach. It'd still be down from what it was up till 2017?
This proposal would put our tax rate back among the highest, higher than China.
China doesn't have a baseline tax rate. They own all the companies. You can't compare us all, and they build all the shit. You can't clamor for Chinese level infrastructure improvements and then not understand that it is a state that pays for all that stuff because the state is the people are the state.
So the tax components of this are incredible.
Senator Lummis.
And as you pointed out, the Green New Deal component of
Oh my God.
it is just truly damaging.
Yeah, let me.
Oh yeah, what are the Green New Deal parts of it? Okay, 2016 pre-tax cut. We were pre-tax cuts and Job Act of 2017. 2018. U.S. is 25 proposed. No, it isn't. From the Committee to Unleash Prosperity. Look who puts this thing out. The Committee to Unleash Prosperity. Really? Larry, your committee? Why don't you just say your staff, you asshole? 2016 pre-tax cuts and Job Act, U.S. was 38.92. It was not. It was 35. And they never paid that. It went down to 21. They never paid that either. And now it's not going back to 32. It's going to 28. They're just padding 3% on everything.
Let's just narrow down on some of this stuff. You know,
let's look at
Green New Deal part. Take that for.
Yeah, tell me about the Green New Deal part. What's the Green New Deal part of the infrastructure package, Larry?
For example, they basically want to end fossil fuels, oil.
They basically want to end fossil fuels. I think it's replace with something cleaner and that doesn't require us to destroy our environment to both use it and procure it.
Oil, natural gas, coal, etc. Natural gas has been a solution, not a problem, if you ask me.
It's a stepping stone. Everybody knows it's a stepping stone away from oil. Everybody's like, yay, look how great we are with natural gas. Well, natural gas was to get us away from oil. It was a mitigatory step towards greener and more reusable energy sources. Good God. They used to clamor about this.
It's clean burning fuel, and it's very popular. They don't like nuclear either. But out in the far west, where you're in Wyoming, you've got Montana, you've got the Dakotas, you've got Colorado and Utah and so forth. Are people concerned about this economic transformation? The end of fossil fuels.
Wyoming has a shit ton of geothermal. What are you talking about? Major facilities and a lot of people run their houses off of geothermal in Wyoming.
A lot of job losses. I mean, what do you hear? Your ear to the...
Hold on. Your ears to the ground? Hold on. I have to look this up real quick. Wait a minute. Wyoming Fuck off. What? Seriously. This Wyoming has 2 senators and they have half the they've got 1/6 the population of Los Angeles. If you include the valley. Seriously, Wyoming? 578,000 people got 2 senators. All right, now let me look up something else. Wyoming geothermal. I want to find the let's get rid of this side. I can hide the I don't want to see this side. I just want to see this part. Well, whatever. Okay. Energy efficiency and renewable energy. The U.S. Department of Energy Geothermal Technologies Program in Wyoming. Wyoming geothermal. Hold on, because they have Yellowstone. Yellowstone National Park, of course. The National Park Service describes it as having half of the Earth's geothermal features and 2/3 of its geysers, a major tourist attraction. It makes a vital contribution to the state's economy. But Wyoming has other places where recreational hot springs are important. In large part of the state to have a good low temperature, less than 100 degrees Celsius and 200 degrees Fahrenheit, geothermal resources. Such low temperature geothermal resources have the potential for direct use applications where hot water may be used directly to heat buildings, grow plants in greenhouses, provide warm water for aquaculture, and serve other applications. Christ. Wyoming there's 580,000 people in that state. They could literally power all of their power needs for the entire state just off of geothermal. Wyoming doesn't even need nuclear facilities. They don't need like even micronuclear. There is enough energy in the earth that they could just run pipes down there and literally heat every building that way. If they had electric cars throughout the state and the battery technology lasts long enough, they'll never have to draw a fossil fuel for anybody who lives in that whole goddamn state if they tripled the population. Do you think she knows that or gives a shit? It's not like you could ask every one of her constituents in just under 6 months.
To the ground, what are folks saying about this?
Yeah, what are they saying in Wyoming? No, what are they saying in Washington? Because she doesn't spend any time in Wyoming except to get pictures taken with a rifle.
Well, the most immediate effect of the Biden administration's war on gas, coal, and oil has hit my state of Wyoming because they passed an executive order, adopted an executive order that would prohibit new permits on federal land. Well, more than half of the state's minerals are produced on federal land in my state.
That not for fossil fuels, for mining for fossil fuels, not mineral mining. There are exemptions for that.
Means new permits for oil, gas, coal.
Right. Fucking hell. Why did you? Oh God. Do you notice how she baited and switched the people there? We need minerals. We need stuff. You need rare earth minerals and diamonds and little like magnesium to make your cell phones, or we wouldn't be able to. Wyoming's a place where we do that, but the Biden administration wrote a thing where you can't have any new leases to go after that. They're really for oil and gas, wells, but whatever, on federal lands.
Coal and other hydrocarbons are just not going to happen. Now, the oil and gas companies can move to Texas and other states that have private land.
But they can also set up geothermal stations there and sell the electricity through there, because the drilling mechanisms that they do have to get the hot water that percolates next to the lava up near the surface to power and heat, create steam or to heat buildings. They have all the materials to do that. They could transfer what they're doing that's limited in its scope to something that is essentially unlimited in its scope. God damn it.
But my state of Wyoming can't move. So the
You can't, oh, I see, because the oil companies are going to move out. Why aren't you trying to get the geothermal companies to come in? I mean, you literally, there's an argument that Google, which, you know, is touting its desire to be completely green, could move one of their giant facilities to Wyoming and heat it and cool it and get energy for it for entire server farms and all kinds of shit just because of the geothermal available in Wyoming. And they absolutely would.
revenue that we get from those industries and the jobs that we get from those
All 580,000 of you? Sorry, how many people are in Texas? I mean, what kind of commie we've got mouths to feed to bullshit is this?
industries are gone, and we don't have anything to replace them with.
What? What did I just say, woman? This is... Larry Kudlow should even know this. I guarantee you Larry Kudlow has a diversified energy portfolio in the stocks that he owns that includes companies that are exploring geothermal, and I guarantee that at least one of those companies is centered in Wyoming or Montana.
So this is
How do you not know? It took me 2 seconds to Google the amount of geothermal available in her frigging state, and she's a goddamn senator for the place. This is embarrassing.
this is extremely harmful on my state, as it is on Montana.
In those western mountain states,
Oh yeah, you mean the big state next door with 1 million people in it?
Senator, there are several Democrat senators. And I guess my question is, are they going to help this bill, which would, I think, injure their own state's self-interest?
Well, I certainly hope
Yeah, keep hoping.
that members like Senator John Tester from Montana will stand up to the Biden administration because of how potentially harmful this is to farmers, ranchers, oil, gas, and coal in his state, not to mention other natural.
How? Seriously, like how much? You know how much farm subsidy there is for family farms being passed down one to the other? The difference was in the Trump era, they were literally just letting big agricultural businesses qualify for it instead of helping save family farms. You know, in the big bill, I gave billions to the farmers, that bullshit. Two of the farmers that got the most, money were a pair of Brazilian twins who own a big ag business that probably has businesses in her state. They certainly do in Wyoming. I mean, in Wisconsin.
Natural resources.
All right.
All right. Well, we hit all the points, guys.